on the what's it called? The muscle tendon changing and marrow brainwashing Qigong by Dr. Jwing. Now, Dr. Jwing is not a medical doctor. He's a doctor of engineering, and he wrote a whole series of books on Qigong. And Qigong is a system of energy cultivation popular in the martial arts. However, the muscle and tendon changing set and the bone marrow washing set are actually from the Shaolin school. People don't know who Damu is or Bodhidharma. Bodhidharma was actually a white monk from India. A lot of people don't know that there were white people in India at one time. But he traveled from there to the Shaolin province and then attempted to teach at the Shaolin temple, but he was not invited because he looked like a barbarian. They considered all non-Chinese to be barbarians, of course. And when he got to the temple and started teaching, he noticed that the monks were weak and frail. So he began teaching a system of what, for a lack of a better term, would be called bodybuilding, which would build up the body. And it involves weighted exercises and regular calisthenic type exercises, as well as unique exercises which people would call Tai Chi or Qigong or something like that. Why am I putting this under occult book reviews? Well, the reason why is Aleister Crowley spoke extensively on building the body of light. Okay, the body of light is Qi, is what in the West we would call it animal magnetism or things of that nature, or bioenergetics, things like that, but it's Qi in China. So Qigong builds Qi. However, you can't neglect what... See, in Chinese theory, and even in the West, there's internal alchemy and external alchemy. Okay, so the tendon and muscle changing set, and even the bone marrow changing set, are external alchemy, meaning that they require physical effort. Whereas many of the breathing techniques, such as you have Wei Dan, which is external, and Nei Dan. Okay, so the Nei Dan techniques are the elixir techniques, which involve a series of breathing techniques. You can't have the external without the internal. This is where you get the tiger. If you ever, I don't know who's watched, Kung Fu, the David Carradine series. But if you have watched it, how it works is this. There's a dragon, which is the internal side, and the tiger, which is the external side. You can also look at it as masculinity and femininity. Femininity is contracting, masculinity is explosive and expansive. So this is how it works. You could also look at it like the Force. I know everybody's into Star Wars, the Force, how you have to be more like a Sith than a Jedi, because you want to use the dark side and the light side. The dark side would be yin, the light side would be yang, but you must use both, or you're not having a complete outcome. Now, the reason I started doing Qigong again is I began to realize, I basically was hanging out with my karate instructor, and he was explaining to me how he believed running blew out his knees and all these things. Now, he's in great shape, especially for his age. He's, I can't say his age because he'd get pissed, but he's very old. And the point is this, he does not appear very old. And the point is, he was explaining to me that the Qigong and things like this are regenerative exercises. They help rebuild you. Whereas things like traditional weightlifting and traditional running and traditional calisthenics, these things do not do that. So I decided to start taking up, again, the practice of Qigong. My problem with it is it's boring as hell, is my biggest problem with Qigong. However, I would recommend that people interested in building the body of light actually look into Qigong and don't look toward Western methods, which are very lacking in this regard. A lot of the Western schools teach, just ritualistic nonsense, whereas the Asian schools teach the systems of calisthenics, which do build the body of light, but also build the external body. As long as you're looking at the looking in the correct sources, you must have both the external and the internal to be complete, the yin and the yang to be complete. And that's all for this video.